The City of District Heights City meeting. I'm calling to order the meeting for Thursday, October the 2nd, and it is 7:02 p.m., and I call this meeting to order. At this time, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance from Commissioner Jennifer.
No,
Oh, Commissioner
Tillman.
Tillman. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Tillman. We will have the opening prayer from Commissioner Jennifer.
I'd like to ask everyone to please close your eyes, bow your head. Heavenly Father, I come to you and ask that you please give us strength to overcome some of the challenges that the city is currently facing. We will overcome them all. We ask you to guide our elected officials in being good shepherds and continuing to make great decisions about our community. We ask that you give us patience as we work through all of these, and we know that you don't give us any more than we can handle. We have strong backs and even stronger shoulders, and we thank you for all that you have done for us in the great city of District Heights and will continue to do for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you for that, Commissioner Jennifer. The agenda for the city meeting has been posted online and in the clerk's office. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I, Commissioner Jennifer, move that we approve the agenda for October 2nd of 2025.
Could I get a second?
Commissioner Tillman, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you for that. We are now at the public comments section. Comments are to be related to the items on the agenda. Each participant will have 3 minutes to speak. And are there any, and we do have some members signed up tonight. So the first one is Harriet Irving. Could you please come to the podium? Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioner and citizens and guests. I'm Harriet Irvin, a former commissioner, and also what I wanted to talk about was, once again, about the Veterans Park. Okay? It's almost time for Veterans Day, and we still don't have the last monument, excuse me, which is the Space Force. We still don't have a sign. Now, we did meet with the lady today about the greenery, for want of a better word. I'm not into gardening, so I don't know what the terminology is that I should be using. And that was very informative and productive. And Shanae did an excellent job, as did Kenneth. So I'm trying to see why, what is this, 3 years later? And I could understand probably the monument, because Space Force, what is this, maybe the second year that it's been up, but we still don't have a sign. And we did have opera dollars when I was a commissioner back in 21 and 22. So I would like for someone to explain when and why we haven't completed the park yet, especially for what it stands for. It represents the people who sacrificed for this country, whether they died or whether they served, as well as the family members who also gave of themselves, because whatever their loved ones went through, they went through as well. So can somebody please give me at least a projected timeline, because I've been up here before asking the same questions. I had David as the POC, he's not here anymore. I had Major Hodge as a POC. He's not here anymore. So can you please give me some guidance? Matter of fact, can y'all please just make this happen? It's really been too long, and I'm really getting tired of keep coming back. And I really, truly, from the bottom of my heart, being a vet myself, do not believe I should have to keep asking for us to honor the people that serve this country and have given us the right to do what we're doing now. So I really would appreciate it, and please address it. I haven't had it addressed yet, as many times as I've been talking. Can you please address it, and at least please try to make some type of obligation that you're gonna do it, and give me a projective, not just me, everybody who served and had loved ones to serve. Please put some importance on it. It doesn't even have a line item. I can't even believe it's not a line item for the budget. But we have the Fiesta Garden, which is a beautiful thing, $250,000, and we don't have any for the Veterans Park. And I think that's an injustice. So please, if you all would address it, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Irving. We will have a statement provided by our city clerk and our city manager on what that budget would look like and the quotes, because as you know, moving forward, there are companies that are no longer in business. So trying to get a quote that is reasonable, that we could afford, we're diligently working on that process. We love our veterans, so we are moving forward with that, but we will have a full report soon. Thank you. Ron Waters is the next public participant.
Good evening, Mayor, Commission, staff, residents.
Good evening.
My name is Ronald Waters, former commissioner, lifelong member of this city. Sit on, very active in the community, for those who don't know. In any relationship, communication is the most important element to move forward with any issue and resolving matters. Friends, co-workers, spouse, teammates, but in this case, it's government and residents. Several meetings ago, I asked, what's the city's policy in regards to responding to phone or email messages? The answer was given at that time, we're working on something. Are we still working? That's my question.
Oh, that's your question. Oh, sure, we are still working on that.
Because that issue still stands.
Are you, Mayor, are you speaking in terms of emails, calls?
Emails, calls, general questions. I'm not saying it's across the board,
Okay.
but there's an issue, and it's not just me. There are residents who had their property staked by a surveyor in an attempt to identify city property. Over a year has passed, and these same residents have no more information than before the survey was done. What do these residents do? They've been taking care of this property. They thought it was theirs, and there's no answers from the city. So, again, communication.
Yes.
You had somebody walking through people's properties, putting down stakes, and to be perfectly honest with you, I spoke to one of the surveyors, and he was very rude. He was very rude. So again, communication.
Okay.
There are veterans who are waiting for their brick to be placed. What's the time frame in this process? I think at one point somebody said there was a quota of how many to get done at one time. Say they needed 10, to make it business sense. Okay, we understand that, but some people waited 2 years.
No, Has it?
Yeah,
I don't think it's been
I mean,
2
I don't know
years.
who, I'm no longer a liaison for the Veterans Committee, but during my watch, there were a number of people that came and their bricks have been installed. So if there are others that are outstanding, please reach out to the city manager to, you know,
Well,
jog whatever is going on. But to my knowledge, all of the bricks the applications that I had have, those bricks have been installed.
well, there's still a few out there.
Okay, yeah. They
I'm
can
not a
just reach out.
veteran, it's not me, but I think that they've earned that privilege.
So could you just ask them to contact us, to contact the city?
Who?
The city manager, please.
City manager.
City
Okay,
manager.
all right, got you,
Yes.
got you.
Yeah.
We'll look for their application and see what the
Yes.
status, but like I said, I know that when I was on the committee, there were about at least 5 or 6 of them, and their bricks have been installed. And
Okay.
at the last, I think it might have been Memorial Day, that I actually acknowledged those individuals during the ceremony, so.
Okay,
So we really,
I'll-
I
I'll
mean,
pass
we
this information
honor
on.
all of our veterans. I have 2 of them in my house. And yes, we want to make certain that those residents get those bricks installed into the park. And thank you, sir, for
Okay.
bringing that to our attention.
Again, communications.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
August the 2nd, there was a town hall where residents signed up to ask questions. Have these questions been answered?
I would expect to the individuals who had the questions,
Say that again,
who
please.
asked the questions, I'm sure.
They've been answered?
Have you talked to them?
The people I talked to said they haven't heard anything.
Okay, so they could contact the city manager, and we'll make sure we get those answers.
But
answered.
if the questions were asked in a town hall setting, why not answer the questions in that same setting? Because I was there, I would like to hear the answer to some of those questions.
Okay, we will be providing those answers to those questions. So look
Mayor, if
forward.
I can.
Sure.
I would like to say, make a correction. I know that I personally reached out to a couple of the people. I know we're going through a transition, and I hope that residents understand that there have been some staff changes. And I know that the former city manager had started to reach out to some of those individuals as well. And I was helping him because some of them did not provide sufficient contact information. So if, again, I think we do have a book that has all of those residents and those questions that the clerk, so if we could have them to at least reach out to those individuals to ask them or be able to respond to them if you.
Madam Commissioner, if I could, I just wanted to also say to you, Mr. Waters, that we are going to follow up on those questions that were posed. The former city manager, staff just brought to my attention that all of those questions that he was actually trying to follow up on, he did not get an opportunity to follow up on all of them before his departure from the city. But what we will do is to make sure we follow up on any of those unanswered questions and share with the commission and certainly with the residents any answers that are due.
Okay, again,
Okay,
I was at the town hall.
yes.
I did not ask a question, but I heard questions asked. So am I going to be privileged to answer the response from the
Yes,
city?
with the commission's blessing, we will make sure that they're posted both online, and that you could actually, call the office and get that information. And as a matter of fact, if the questions aren't of a personal nature in
understand
terms
that.
of identifiable information, we can include maybe some of those answers in the next Herald or so, in terms of those that were answered.
Okay.
Asked for in a
All right.
public way.
There have been numerous media events and special events with guest speakers, and no notification was sent to residents who may wanted to have attended
What event was that?
Monday's event.
Okay. So
That's
as
the
you,
one that's on the top of my head.
okay,
Heard about it in the street. Should have heard it from the city.
so as you know, there are some serious situations going on in our country and in our state. So when the secretary wanted to come to visit us we had to go by strict security precautions. It was not open to the public because of the security precautions, because we do have to keep people safe.
All
That
right.
was not intended to be a open tour, it was just a tour for the secretary. State invested money into this, they wanted to see what it looked like. So it was not open to the public, and we had to do a strict security list.
What you
So-
just shared with me could have been shared last week prior to this event. That way, people who did hear about it again in the street wouldn't feel left out. Now,
No one is left out because
yeah,
the,
we were, because I was
everybody-
available Monday. I would have came.
okay, well, I apologize, but we
Okay.
do have strict security
But I've
precautions
also
that we
seen-
had to follow.
I've
So-
also seen Glenn
and I-
Ivey and several other high-ranking officials just walk into the city. Matter of fact, it was District Heights Day.
That's a different setting.
He walked in by
That's-
himself.
That's a different
He had no
setting.
security,
Yeah.
but I hear you.
It's a different
But
setting.
I just
So,
want,
thank you.
I want the man, the
Mr.
commission to
Waters.
hear
Yes, we
what
do.
we residents are not hearing.
Yeah.
If it was a high-security event,
That we needed
should-
to
we should have known that
publicize
last
to
week.
everybody. Okay,
so
thank
now,
you.
nobody
Right.
feels slighted.
I appreciate that.
The lack of communication from government to residents puts a strain on the overall city, suggesting a feeling of lack of concern. This is not the tone we want to set for our community. Although I'm bringing up areas of concern, it is not in any way to take away from the many improvements that have been accomplished. We must keep moving in that direction. We are strong in numbers, and together, we can do this.
Okay, thank
Together.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, Mr. Waters.
Thank you, Mr. Waters.
And now we'll have information items, and item 1 is Secretary Jake Day's visit. Darren Swain. No, we didn't have any more forms. I only had 2, and you, excuse me, we do not take any comments from the audience. And so if I do not have your form,
Did you submit it in advance, Mrs. Sims?
Kenneth did not receive it.
Can she still speak if she,
Don't do that.
she submitted it?
Excuse me. We do have procedures. We love for our residents to speak, but as I say, we do not speak from the audience. We have you come to the podium, but we do have, let's make sure that she sees the form right now since she was next.
No, I just wanted to, real quick.
She think I said something.
Let's just have respect. Let's just
On-
have
on the
respect
same-
for our meetings.
On the same line of communication, I attempted yesterday, as I did the last time I wanted to speak, to register online through the email. It doesn't work. I left city clerk a message. He sent me another way to get in. That was today.
Okay.
But why doesn't the email work? If that's what you want us to do, why do we have to call, or I know of other residents that came up here to fill out a form? Our communication, this is what I'm talking about. We, the residents, need to be able to reach out, use all the tools that are available to register.
So, Kenneth, is there an issue with our email?
There is no further issue with the email. There was a brief issue, and Mr. Waters, you were the only person that had that issue.
Okay.
The form I have in front of me actually is unrelated to the form you filled out, so that's not related to this form.
The form that you have,
Sir, no, the form that you filled out, the public speaking form that I sent you, that is the correct form. This form isn't the same form. So it wouldn't have been the same issue that you suffered.
This is the form that this is the form that we were just handed from Ms. Sims. So we wanted to let you know that your form was the correct form that he sent you, but this
Okay.
form is different.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fine,
yeah.
but what I'm saying is, the one on the email, it didn't work,
And he,
on the website.
okay, I just wanted to also say, Madam
Yes.
Mayor, is that he acknowledged that there was a temporary glitch that was corrected.
This is the second go-round for me.
This is
At
just,
the last meeting, I did the same thing. I had to contact city clerk, which he was very helpful, I'm not knocking that. But I should be able to, I don't sit at home, I don't have an office. I'm out and about, I'm moving. So I'm using my phone. I access the email, city's website, I access the application, it does not work.
okay. Well, going forward, it should work. We've corrected that, Madam Mayor and Commissioners, we've corrected that, and it should work going forward. If anyone has an issue going forward, please contact us directly and we will fix it, but there shouldn't be any more issues with the technology on the site. But do know that we're in the process of having our new website done and actually developed. So when the new website is brought online, which won't be until the beginning of next year, we will let everyone know. But there shouldn't be any issue with your receiving the emails or the emails coming directly to us going forward.
So can I make a motion? I make a motion that she speaks.
You can't make a motion.
Yes, I can.
No, you
That
can't.
is Robert Rules of Order. You
No.
can make a motion at any time. Isn't that not Robert Rules of Order? You can't make a motion at any time? You can make a motion at any single time. That's Robert's Rules of Order.
Madam, so what I'd like to say is that while that is correct, but the motion would have to be in reference to whatever the relevant topic is that's being
Yes.
discussed.
That is the relevant
Well,
topic.
no.
Her speaking. You literally said that the city made an error, and that error was rectified. Now, I'm making a motion to allow her to speak based on that error.
Okay.
So,
And that is a Robert Rules of Order statement, and I can make a motion on any topic that I choose to as a commissioner
No.
of the city of Baker Heights.
so,
So, Madam Mayor and Chair of the committee, so as people would review Robert Rules of Order, there's several things in Robert Rules of Order
And I
that talks
know.
to that, and it talks about the chair having the opportunity to control and to manage the meeting, and then the chair has the opportunity to recognize motions from the floor. So while you're right, but it has to be recognized by the chair, and it has to be correctly second, and it has to be relevant to the topic. So I just want to make sure
Yes.
that that's stated for the rules, and Madam
yes.
Mayor.
Thank you. Could I have
If we're
the
looking
copy-
for a second.
Could I have the copy of,
Mrs. Sims, okay. Sit along. There you go.
okay, thank you. We're all on the same page here. So, Mrs. Sims, could you please come to the podium?
At this time, I'd like to defer to Sharon Calhoun. She's.
Your name is on the
I know,
form.
but she has more issues that, well, we both have the same issues.
Are you talking about Elm Street?
Elmhurst.
Elmhurst.
Yes.
So she can come up with you if you need to confer whatever, because you both live on the same street. So please state, both of you state your name.
My name is Mary Sims, and I live on Elmhurst Street. Mary Sims, Elmhurst Street. Sharon Calhoun, Elmhurst Street.
Good evening.
Good evening. The first issue that I'd like to bring to your attention, I brought it back, I was up here back in March, that on Elmhurst Street, we have several issues going on, and they're not safe. The first issue that I have concerns are the commercial vehicles that are parked there. We have several pictures of them. People cannot drive through Elmhurst like they're supposed to. We were at the town hall, we brought it up. Mayor, we talked to you at the town hall. You said we have a bilingual employee now. Everybody was so excited that a note will be bilingual put on these vehicles, and that they would be able to park at the municipal center, but they don't even have to go that far. They could go straight down that street and park at the bottom of the hill, but they don't. They are constantly in front of my house, constantly.
Are they blocking your driveway or?
No, they're
or the public parking space you're saying?
No, but they're blocking my vision to look at my neighbor if somebody is doing something into my house, because my neighbor cannot see me. And it's dangerous, number one. The second one, this is in front of my house. And then if you go next door, these are the trucks that are in front of people's homes. This one has an oxygen tank on there. This is an electrical company that all of a sudden is starting to park there. We need these vehicles off our streets. Chief Tarpley was working on it, but now since he's no longer here, I don't know who could take over.
So, actually, we have, acting Deputy Banton here, Chief Banton here. And so when he comes up for his report, can you address that issue? Okay, all right. So it'll be a part of his report that he will be speaking regarding that, okay?
There was one issue that we did discuss regarding what can happen with the commercial vehicles. And we did hear from you, Madam Mayor, that the commercial vehicles could park on the lower level of this parking facility.
Yes, there were some discussions
About that.
around that, but we don't have a code actually in place with that. So that's something else that the acting deputy chief could speak to.
Well,
Because
then-
I know they were working on that process.
Well, it seems then that the first thing to do is to establish a code. Because there are 7 to 8 at any given day, 7 to 8 commercial vehicles parked on a residential street.
Okay.
And that's just way too much.
Okay. Well-
Okay, in addition to the vehicles, the commercial vehicles, we also have a ghost hotel on Elmhurst Street.
What was
A-
that?
What's the ghost
sorry?
hotel?
Well, let me tell you what a ghost hotel is. A ghost hotel is where you have people who rent rooms out of a single-family home on an ad-need basis. So on any given day, you can have a parade of different people going in and out of this single-family home. Now, that is a safety concern, if nothing else. And that's something that I presented at the town hall. If you have 5 adults in a single-family home and each adult has a vehicle, now you have a parking concern. And that's not, I'm not talking about the commercial vehicles, I'm talking about private vehicles. An excess of private vehicles as well as the commercial vehicles. And this is in a 1-block area on Elmhurst Street. Some of my other neighbors are not here today, but I will take the liberty to speak for them. Women who have daughters are concerned about the number of men who are showing up on Elmhurst Street on a daily basis, and we do not know who they are. It is a safety concern. It opens the door for trafficking, be it human trafficking, Okay? Human trafficking, drugs, weapons. So this is a critical matter, something that does need immediate attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So now we'll have the informational items. Darren Swain, interim city manager.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor and Commissioners. So the first item was Secretary Jack Day's visit to the city on Monday. We had Secretary of Housing and Community Development from the state of Maryland, Mr. Jack Day, who actually came and visited our city. The purpose of the visit was actually several-fold. Jake, I'm sorry. Mr. Jake Day. So the purpose of the visit was several-fold. He came to actually visit the senior center, of which the state had invested funds into the senior center. So they helped us with the financing of it. They wanted to come not only to see the center, but also to see the programs and things that we have going on that are very unique and that they're wanting to actually replicate throughout the state of Maryland. So they were very impressed with that. But then we also had an opportunity to talk to the secretary about our reimagining of Marlboro Pike and the things that we want to do in terms of the investment and the development that's actually going to be a part of what we do as we move the city forward. So we had an opportunity to talk to him about that. Then also, we had an opportunity to present some futuristic ideas that we had around the whole issue of the seniors had taken a visit to the Greater Washington, Covenant House, yes, to the Covenant House, to the Greater Washington Covenant House, looking at the hydroponics farm that they have there. That's a living learning opportunity where our seniors will get an opportunity to learn about what the hydroponics is all about and how it produces food for and with for the community. So the visit was a great visit, and he is actually in the process of helping us to reimagine and give us some ideas on how the state can help us with the redevelopment of Marlboro Pike. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Darren Swain. You're at item 2, commission vacancy.
Well, I have a few questions about item 1.
Sure, Commissioner.
So, so I have a few issues with item 1, and one of the issues that I have is that I wanna know who authorized the trip to the Covenant House, because a lot of seniors were misinformed, and about that trip, and I wasn't informed myself about that inquiry into going to the Covenant House. I mean, as a liaison for the senior building, I felt I should have been involved in that conversation and that invite. And then secondly, I want to know why it was a private event, because I wasn't told that it was a private event as well. So, I'm finding this information out for the first time about, 1, it being a private event, 2, there was a tour to the Covenant House, and 3, I had seniors asking me about the information that was in the same room as the event, and I had no idea about what was going on. So, I feel disappointed in the communication as well, and I would like some answers on those questions on who authorized that trip to the Covenant House, and why wasn't me as a liaison informed about that decision.
So, Madam Mayor, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the senior center has several trips that are planned, some not planned, and they have pop-up trips all the time. This trip was one of those pop-up trips that was actually planned by the center. I'm not sure.
And Food for Thought.
Right, and Food for Thought, one of our partners that is actually, does provide food service for the senior center. As a matter of fact, that hydroponic farm is one of those, is a producer of the salads that are actually given out here at District Heights. So it was a living learning process because we wanted to show the seniors where in fact some of the salads came from that they actually eat here at District Heights, and how we could do the same thing here at District Heights in terms of them learning the farming process. So it was actually something that initiated from some of the seniors that are here at District Heights. The actual security measures for the Secretary's event is something that's is far beyond us. That's something that comes from the state. One of the things that I can tell you is that because of the high, with what's going on in the country right now in terms of safety of public officials and things of that nature, the secretaries, we were told that the event would have to be restricted to whomever they had on the list for his visit. So those things are beyond us, and we had to just adhere to what his staff told us in terms of them coming. So I think in the future, what we will do, and I think that Madam Mayor has already said, is that we will make sure that we communicate better in terms of letting those people who need to know about why there are restrictions to certain visits and things of that nature. I don't think that they're going to be as publicized, I can tell you that, because that would be defeating the purpose in terms of being able to publicize that and then have somebody come and do something, that we don't necessarily need them to do. So I think it was just an extra safety precaution that was given. But I can tell you is that there wasn't any disruption in terms of us still providing services that we needed to do and that we did provide for the seniors on that day here in the building.
So who paid for this? So they sponsored that event as far as the food, so the city didn't have to pay for nothing at that event?
So food for thought, there was all of those things that you had an opportunity to participate in, and everybody else there was actually, yes, donated by Food for Thought and their partners, yes.
And the lady who gave the presentation, who was she hired by?
She introduced herself as the business development manager for Food for Thought.
And what was her role in the actual trip? Because she talked about the trip. See, and that's what I'm talking about. We're hearing stuff for the first time at these meetings, and, when residents ask us questions, we don't have answers. And, we just had a resident today, he heard about that event from someone else. And then when we are, outside at the senior building, we're hearing information from residents about things that are happening in the city that even commissioners not even informed of. So that doesn't make us look any good to know that we're not even involved in the process of things that happen in our city. So, that's really unprofessional. And I think that's the issue that we're having with communication, is not going both ways. We really need to get a better grasp of what's happening in the city from in-house. Because it seems like things are happening that we don't even know. And that's the issue,
Not you.
There was
Not
noise
you.
in the back, so
Okay.
people could not hear
Yeah,
you.
so I just really think moving forward, we really need to be better with communication internally and externally, because this shouldn't happen again. And that's really what the whole conversation is about. The residents getting upset about communication because we don't even receive the information. So how we can share it with them if we don't even know?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Tillman, Commissioner Tillman. That's not true. You did get notification.
I did not know that it was a private event that residents were invited, because the senior literally
You
pulled
did,
up to me yesterday and
but
told me
you
that
did
she
get-
was told that vendors are coming and that she have to, that they looking for cashiers as volunteers.
No, that's,
I'm not-
I'm not aware of that.
Madam Mayor, I don't know.
I'm not aware of that. I don't know
I'm
either.
not aware of that. I'm
No.
not familiar with any of that. But what I can say is this, is that we've already said, Mr. Commissioner, that we will make sure that going forward that communication, A, is better, and that we get out as much factual information as possible. But one of the things that we can't control is somebody changing the narrative of whatever information that they were given. So what we will do is make sure, as we move forward, as we said earlier, we're going to make sure that the communications process is improved with what's happening in the center. But do know that there are trips that are taken by the senior center all the time that are pop-up trips that aren't necessarily scheduled, and they come from the seniors based on things that they may want to do in the spur of the moment. So that's one of the things that was actually adhered to for this. Not all seniors want to go, and not all seniors are involved. There's some who go on some of these trips and some who don't. And so, I mean, I think that's just how it is. But what we will make sure we do is improve our communication.
Yeah, because
Okay,
the mayor
thank
was
you.
the only one invited to the pop-up event. Like, she was the only one on the trip, taking pictures.
So as we move on, because we do have an agenda that we're going to go by, but if you would like to have a conversation with me, Commissioner Tillman,
not.
you are fine. So thank you for your professionalism. So the next item is commission vacancy, Darren Swain, interim.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And just for your information, we have included in your packets here the projected, the actual form that we are suggesting that we use for the selection of the next person to fill the Vice Mayor and former Commissioner Gomez's seat. As you know, the actual charter just calls for the commission to actually choose a person based on information that you would deem necessary for them to receive. We've put together a form to actually get the vital information about their residency, all those things that are in the charter that are required. The form does that. In addition, it allows them to expand on, or expound upon anyway, what they may feel and how they view the city in terms of their involvement. So those are the things that we've suggested. We will be actually presenting that form for public view and participation tomorrow, and we will have it open for a week, and so that people can actually apply, and so that you can then consider those choices as a commission.
Good question.
Any other questions from the
Yes,
commission?
ma'am.
Thank you.
Please, thank you, Mayor. I did go through it real quick. I like this. I've seen 2 residents that have reached out, and so do they now have to, once this goes out, it'll be on our website and
Yes.
all other places, but will they then have to go in and complete this and
Yes.
then send it to the
Yes.
clerk?
Clerk.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Any other questions from the commission regarding the commission vacancy application?
Yes. I do.
Commissioner Tillman?
Thank you. So, yeah, I think it's a really good forum. I do want to give, kudos to the city clerk and the team for just making this happen. I know a lot of residents been asking about it, and I think, so just to be clear, you said it's going to go up for how long?
It will be on display, I'm sorry, the application will be available tomorrow, Friday, and then it will, the deadline will be next Friday in terms of,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
it's a week.
Okay, got you, a week, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Would that be the close of business?
Yes.
Close of business
It
on
will be close of business next, it will go up this Friday, and close of business next Friday will be the closing deadline.
Okay, got you.
And close of business is 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
City close of business is 5 o'clock, yes, thank you.
Okay, so item 3, department overview changes and oversight assignments.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. And just wanted to let the public know, and actually the commission, which you're already aware, is that because of some of the vacancies that we have now in several of our key positions, we've had to reassign and ask some of our current staff to take over and help us with those positions. As you know, or may be aware, Ms. Sinead Farmer, who initially come into the city, was a volunteer with the senior center, is now in her professional position as assistant to the city manager for special projects, is now overseeing some of the direction of the senior center here today. Also, our clerk and all of the great things that he continues to do is helping us with communications and making sure that all of our communication efforts are revamped and are on point. So we're in the process of having those 2 positions having the oversight by these 2 individuals, and I just wanted to make sure we made that public now.
All right, thank you for that, Mr. Swain. So item 4, we will now start into our department reports. Human Resources Report, Chris Lawson, HR.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, colleagues, and residents. City Manager, thank you for teeing that up. Some of what you said is what I'm going to go over. Everyone, in the spirit of transparency, the city has been, as the City Manager has already alluded to, the city has been actively assessing our staffing needs, especially, due to the extensive federal cuts that we've all been witnessing all the way down to the state level, the county level, municipal level. And so our exercise is more commonly known as right-sizing. And in this process, we've made a very conscious decision, as the city manager alluded to eliminate positions. But it was not based on anyone's performance. It was quite simply based on smart necessity, not just necessity, but smart necessity. So that said, I'm just going to restate, as he has already mentioned, our senior center director position was released. And I also want to thank Shanae Farmer, who had previously served in the senior center, for stepping up and keeping things moving and running as they should. We made the decision to remove our communications director. We still have staff in communications. Not seeing her here this evening. But I want to thank Kenneth Warren, our city clerk, also for stepping up and filling in while also handling his current role as our clerk. And then I also want to announce that Kenneth has also obtained his Open Meetings Act certification, helping us to fulfill our obligation as a city municipality. Excuse me. Our also Assistant Director for Public Works, that position was eliminated as well. We unfortunately had 2 resignations, our Deputy Treasurer and Deputy Chief of Police. We want to thank them, however, for the time that they spent here and the work and effort that they gave to the city. But I'm proud to say in our ranks, we still have great officers who have also stepped up. You just mildly introduced to our Deputy Chief of Police, Mr. Kirk Banton, who has really stepped up big. Alongside him is our Lieutenant Dominic Waters, who's also taking on a leadership role. Aside from that, just in our general administration report, I just want to announce that we do have three vacancies, and 3 vacancies that are in recruitment, which is code enforcement. We also have a police officer vacancy, although we have a police officer starting soon coming out of the police academy. And then we are also ramping up to promote and recruit for our treasurer position. So that's our very short report this evening. And like I said, I just want to be transparent. I'm hearing a lot about transparency and just want to make sure that everyone knew exactly what was taking place. So if there are any questions?
Any questions from the commission?
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the position of treasurer is a position that is
Yes.
in our charter that is required. So
Yes.
during this period of us posting the position, who is taking care of our finances?
Yes, I'll be honest with you. City manager and myself have been taking on that role.
Along with Josh
Yes.
being as
Yeah, we do have, I'm sorry about that. Thank you. He would not be
Josh
happy about it.
Fitzgerald.
We do have a financial assistant who works with us as well. He's not an accountant, he's not a junior accountant, but he's a financial assistant. He also has a background in human resources.
But we're aggressively filling
Yeah,
that position.
We are, but we're also aggressively looking at everything that we have going on
Yeah.
here, which is, why some of these cuts have to, take place. I know I'm here as a human resources manager, but also I'm a financial advisor, and I've sat on the WSSC board for 12 years, overseeing a nearly $1.2 billion budget, and having the same role as you all in reviewing those budgets and making approvals as well. I also have on my team an accountant of 26 years who has been supporting us here in the city as well. And we don't mean to hold on to it forever. We just want to make sure things are where they should be. And we will recruit and place that position.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson.
Did you have a question,
Yeah,
Commissioner?
what about
Tillman?
the city manager position? Is that going online soon?
We do need to get that online. We have not yet, sir.
Okay. So you said, how many vacancies was it?
So we have three,
Okay.
police officer, treasurer, and code enforcement.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
we definitely need to hire a code enforcement officer.
Yeah.
And Madam Mayor, can we also say, and I think that Ms. Lawson made mention of this, we're paying close attention to the redeployment of resources from the federal level, that those cuts that are coming from the feds, I just want to prepare the community for this, are going to have trickling effects all the way down to the local municipalities. And what we're trying to do is to make sure that we're looking at all those areas that we've been dependent upon some of those funds for, and they're trying to make sure that we starve off any opportunity for disruption in services here. Thus far, we've been able to avoid that with some of the restructuring that we're doing, but we're gonna just let everybody know that moving forward, we're gonna continue to try to avoid any program disruption for the city of District Heights.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You good? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
Mayor.
Mr. Lawson.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you for all you've been doing. He's been doing 12 hours here. Next is Recreation Report, Jeffrey Taylor, Recreation Director.
Thank you, Mayor, Commission, staff, city residents. Please accept the city report from Recreation as submitted. I'll be brief. Here, we just have two sections today for this report, although we've had plenty to do throughout the month of September. So in our first section, the summary, there were several events that the Recreation Department helped to provide support for, and that's everything starting from September the 3rd with our youth baseball clinic, with our partnership opportunity with the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. Then on the 13th and the 27th of September, there was boys mentoring. We had the Washington Commanders. I'm going to also share that it was on the 10th and the 17th. I have the 17th here in parentheses. We also will see the Washington Commanders next week, next Wednesday, starting at 6:30 on October the 8th. My Soul Knows, we have to provide support, I'm pretty sure. Katrina Emerson will speak more about My Soul Knows. It was a great event. That was on September the 20th. And on the 23rd and the 30th, we, of course, provided room and support for AARP. And last but not least, during the month of September, we also helped with the caregiver seminar and the free microchips for pets. The next section is just our check-in data for classes, recreation memberships, and facility rentals. And pretty much what you have here, in the first section is our chair aerobics and line dance classes. Of course, now that we were in September, the numbers are going up, summer is over, and of course, more and more people are signing up for the class. The class has grown, as well as our line dance class. So you guys will see those numbers as we move forward throughout the remainder of the year. The section highlighted in blue is our memberships and check-ins. So what you see are the new memberships that have signed up for those 4 categories. And then you also see like our retention is pretty high downstairs, so people keep coming back. So we see check-in data moving forward. That's what that's about. That's how many people are checking in every month. Last but not least, this section here is some of our, partnership opportunities like I shared earlier in the summary section. And there you have it. You see AARP, the Commanders, the boys rentals, the boys mentoring, and facility rentals. And last but not least, folks, Friday, October the 31st is our annual Halloween event. Please feel free to come out, bring the grandkids, the kids, the family. We would love for as many residents as possible to attend. And that is on Friday, October the 31st, and that's from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m.
Do we still have the partnership with District Heights Elementary for the
Yes, ma'am.
Halloween?
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
We're meeting next week. That should be a pretty good meeting. I believe it'll myself, our city manager, Darren, Shanae Farmer, Kenneth, a lot of us will be getting together to make sure it's a great event as usual.
Okay.
That's all for now. If there are
Okay.
any questions, I'll be happy to continue to support, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions from the commission?
I do have a couple of questions.
Commissioner Janifer?
Well, thank you for highlighting the fitness area. I'm always so proud whenever I see the numbers growing for the fitness center. And if you could please share the fees or not of the usage of the fitness center.
Yes, for our seniors, it's free. For our residents, non-residents.
Say it loud and proud now.
Yeah, for our teens and seniors, for our City of District Heights residents, it's free. And then for our teens who are outside of the city limits, it's $5. And for the, and that's for our, actually, that's for our open gym memberships. For our fitness room, we have a teen category, and that's free as well. Our seniors are free, and then for our adults, it's $10 a month. And what that does is give someone the opportunity. I think here in District Heights, we have the best platform for fitness. Our room is small, but it has everything you need. But then when you combine our campus area here, it's a great place to get a good walk in, get a good workout in, whether you're into functional fitness or you just like a nice stroll through the park. Best place to be.
Okay. Any other questions?
The other thing, which, yes, thank you, Mayor. The other thing I wanted to ask about, which I don't see, it's still a little early, but this is October. For next month, for Thanksgiving, are you all planning?
Yes.
Got the planning underway? Because I know residents are asking me now about what is going to be going on. I know you all are working on that, and more details will come.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
No problem.
Oh, did you have a question, Commissioner Toomey?
Great job.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll have Youth, Family Youth Services Report, Contrita Emerson, Family Youth Services Director.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
Commissioners, City Manager, City Clerk, City residents, and my cohort staff. As a department leader, so please accept my report as submitted. I know there's a lot of words there, but I just want to focus on just a few things. A lot of meetings this month. In addition to providing services, of course, we hosted an information table at the District Heights Back to School Night. And then on September 5th, I attended a training for supervision and counseling for clinicians that are providing supervision, and whether it is for individuals that are LGPCs looking for licensure, and then also for our interns. So it's making sure that our training program that we provide is the best that it could be in the county, if not the state. In addition to that, on September 9th and 10th, I attended the State Summit on Behavioral Health in Annapolis, Maryland. This statewide summit focused on improving access to supportive services for individuals living with mental illness and co-occurring substance use disorders that are coming in contact with the criminal legal system, and incorporating the sequential intercept model. The focus of the summit focused on building of community-based systems and addressing barriers to individuals in need of services. Long story short, to wrap that up, of course, individuals experiencing mental health and they're in crises usually come in contact with the police first. And so the state has an initiative of using the SIM model, which is trying to address individuals before they come into contact with our lovely officers that you see here today. Step one is, of course, us on the preventative side, intervention side, and that's also the 988 number, and then having someone to talk to help address some of those issues. What we have learned through that summit is that this was more so for adults, and they don't have the data for youth. And that's a big challenge, especially in Prince George's County, when we realize there are not a lot of resources for substance abuse services in this county. Adams House is close, but for women, young ladies, there's nothing. And so that is a very underserved population, but we do understand, what I walked away from it is checking in with people. If we check in, we can address issues before they become problems, and we do have a very active community. Everybody knows everybody for the most part, And then sometimes it's not that they're having, they're in crisis. I would say that. We want to get to them before they're in crisis, and that's why the youth service bureau is very important in regards to adults or children coming to see us, even if it's just to check in or just to have someone to talk to. So in addition to that, we attended our providers meeting for the Bridges Out of Poverty, the training overview. The Bridges Out of Poverty is an evidence-based, multi-layered approach to understanding, reducing, and alleviating poverty by providing a common language and practical tools for individuals, institutions, and communities to build and stabilize resources. On September 18th, of course, with all staff, we prepared for the My Soul Knows 5K Run Walk. All staff and city manager were provided an operations plan, course marshal plan, and of course map. And of course, speaking on behalf of the Youth Development Foundation, on September 20th, we hosted the 8th annual My Soul Knows 5K Run Walk event in the city of District Heights. Some of you are familiar, some of you have actually participated. We are getting back to the numbers where we would like to be. We had 54 participants from all over the county. The furthest coming in to participate was from Los Angeles, California,
Wow.
which we were surprised by that. But they just happened to be in town, they saw it, they saw the advertisements that the communications team put out, and they registered for the event. So we were very happy about that. We had 22 student volunteers, far north as CMIT, all the way south to Oxon Hill High School. So we did actually this year, this was the first time that we did have Suitland, and then we had McNamara. So we're getting some more of our kids, our community kids, and we did give out service learning hours. Our vendors for that event was Planet Fitness, the Silver Hill location. Jersey Mike's gave out coupons for free sandwiches. Tropical Smoothie also gave out free smoothies, so it was a great, great event. And we also had our local celebrities. We had our own city mayor, and then we had the mayor of Fairmont Heights, Forest Heights, and Evanston join us for this event. Things that we have in process, I know that Shanae will talk more about the Senior Grief Support Group, which is on the 2nd and 4th Mondays at 10 a.m. in the senior building. Upcoming events for the YSB, we have our Discovering Me, which is the therapeutic teen support group. It's 8 weeks long, and it starts on the 9th of this month. We have our parent support group, which is monthly, and that has taken place on the 2nd, the 11th of next month, and then also December the 4th. So it is actually taking place tonight while I am here. My staff is taking care of that. And then we have an upcoming family engagement night. This is our Comfort and Cozy series. What we have been working with and in talks with the Sage Stitchers of Prince George's County, we wanted to do something a little bit different in regards to bringing the families together. So what we are helping them put together for us a program. It's a 3-part series, so everybody's more than welcome to join us. If you do have stitching skills, please join us. So they're doing placemats for table settings and also table runners. We understand that quilting is a big thing in our community and who we serve, and it brings families together. So this is an event that the YDF will be hosting. Right now for participation, of course, senior grief group, 6 consistent attendees, so we love you. Please keep coming and tell a friend. The senior readers, which has started, they have currently 7 attendees. Our counseling services, we have 46 individuals in direct services, and that's individual, group, and family, and they are formalized. And then our parent group tonight, we have 15, and that's 3 parents and 12 kids.
Okay.
That is my report.
Okay,
Any questions?
thank you. Any questions from the commission?
Yes, just one.
Sure,
I
Commissioner
remember you
Thomas.
was, say you was appointed to a board, and you had to kind of make a decision whether you want to be attending the meetings. Did that decision happen, or did you?
The decision happened, I am here. So the council, which is the CAB, which is for, it's my mind, but it is for safer, stronger communities. And their meeting times were actually really, it's either Thursdays at 6 o'clock, so it's 6 to 8, so it would bump against the city meetings. And then when the work sessions were taking place, it bumped against those on 5 to 7, and then, or client hours. And so you couldn't be virtual, you had to be in person, and that was a big challenge. So you had the option to sit on the board for the RFPs, or be on the opposite side where you can still apply. So they're in the process of creating RFPs, so on this end, we still have the ability to apply. If you're on
Okay.
the board, you couldn't apply as an applicant. So it benefits us on that end.
Okay, so this is through the Department of Juvenile Services?
Yes, that was
right?
a partnership with HUD and Department of Juvenile Services.
Right, because I spoke good about trying to get us some grant opportunities because of the zip code.
Yes.
So I really want us to be engaged on that.
Yes, we'll be
Okay.
able to be engaged. If I sat on the board, we would not be able to apply for grants. And
Okay.
So us not being, well, me not being on the board allows me to be an applicant, or the city to be an applicant for those grant opportunities.
Yeah.
Yep, and they
'Cause-
have to be in 20743 or 20744.
So, 7, yes, yes, because we need all the grant opportunities we can get. Thank you. So I just had a question about Sophie, our emotional support dog. Do you work with the Youth Services Bureau on that, or how are we going to be engaging residents who are in crisis, just like Katrina was just talking about? Is that something that, introduce yourself?
Good evening. My name is Kurt Benton. I'm the acting deputy chief of police here with this great city of District Heights. We have not yet partnered yet.
Okay.
Sophie, for those of you who don't know, we have a canine handler and a canine partner now here within the city of District Heights. Their sole job as a comfort dog exists specifically to deal with community in crisis in the moment that the crisis is happening. As an example, let's say we have a major event where, let's say, a fire, for example, and there's people displaced on the scene of that fire, we can bring the comfort dog out to kind of help calm those anxieties as other resources are trying to resolve that issue. We can bring to schools in that setting. I know that they have their own comfort dog, Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Beautiful, lovely dog. So they have a separate dog. Generally, dogs should not kind
No,
of coexist in
they
the same
don't.
environment. So we don't partner in that respect, but we do partner with YSB, and I'll talk about that
Okay.
today. We did
Okay.
have something today that a training at their facility today. So we do partner, just not with the
Okay.
comfort animals, because they can't coexist.
Okay, all right.
I have a question for you, if
Well, he's
Mayor.
gonna be up for a minute.
Well, he was talking about the dog, so it's
Okay.
kind of related to that.
Okay.
I wanted to ask, is
Mm-hmm.
Sophie actually being used right now? I know she's undergoing training right now.
Mm-hmm.
Could you talk about that, but also the breed of the dog as well? Because I know she's going to grow to be a lot bigger than your little.
Way bigger.
So let me start by saying is that I'm allergic, so I don't know much about dogs. But I do pet them, and I just have to wash my hands so it doesn't touch my face. It's allergic, not like I'll need anything. So, yes, Sophie is still in training. We do bring Sophie out because Sophie is lovable, so when you see her, she's a ball of energy. So we do bring her out, but yes, she's technically still in training. There's a training process with the handler. There's a co-mingling and what's the right wording for it? Relationship building first. That has to happen before we actually send her and the handler out to a training. So this is that bonding period right now. And then once that bonding period, because the dog, and we asked this question earlier today when we had our coffee with a cop. Thank you for showing up, commissioners. There's a process where the dog goes with that officer home. It's like joining the family. You know, it's like an adoption, so to speak, and I know about that myself personally. But so they're in that process of learning how to be a pet at home first. That's a part of the bonding process. Once that process has elapsed, then we then proceed with the physical training part where that dog and the handler has to actually go away for a few weeks of training to learn how to do the job. So and it's very different than some of the other canine type of police dogs that we don't have, but you see all around. So
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Katrina, I did send in my little donation for
We have-
my soul, and I'm waiting for my T-shirt.
I know. I'm saying the larger shirts went so fast. And I was just like,
okay.
yeah, and I was like, extra large, a whole bunch? Yes.
Okay.
So, we appreciate it though, yes,
Okay.
but we missed you in spirit, so,
Okay.
but we knew that you were there to support us, so.
Yes,
thank you so
ma'am.
much.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Next up, Public Works, Dual Bill Navis, Public Works Director.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, residents, and visitors. My name is Dual Belnavis, Director of Public Works, and I'll try not to be too long before you. I'm a bit long-winded. In September, the Department of Public Works, DPW, completed 35 work orders and provided support for 3 events. Key activities for September: responded to an emergency involving a fallen tree on the municipal building playground. This is in the back of the City Hall. I'm not going to go through the entire list, but I am going to skip through some of this list. We cut down a tree in the lower municipal parking lot as a preventive measure. The tree was leaning drastically to the driveway, and it was only a matter of time before it came down. We updated administrative signs and painted the curbs at the municipal building. We filled 12 potholes in the alleys, as well as did the landscaping. Routine street sweeping, that was maintenance. Carried out routine beautification of the city gardens. Executed routine and beautification of the Veterans Memorial Park. Managed routine recycling yard waste bags pickup. Collected yard waste limbs as a part of regular maintenance. Performed routine landscaping around municipal buildings. Maintained landscaping please forgive me. Maintain landscaping across 100 acres of incorporated city of District Heights. Conducted maintenance on flower beds around the municipal building. Completed work on Section 4 crosswalk. Kipling Parkway is being worked on by WSSC. And that is pending the WSSC water replacement construction. We have actually done the walkway, the walk layout, and due to the work, WSSC removed our work and was replacing water lines throughout that section of the city. Initiate vegetation control using the Roundup on the city due to overgrown grass near the curbs. Restore the bay concrete in the DPW garage. Of course, it was a trip hazard. Office renovations was done in the general government area. We installed a new wall and pocket doors. This is DPW for the HR office. And we removed and installed 2 cubicles in the general government office, one in the HR's office and 4 in the police department. YSB, we replaced lighting over there. And of course, we're scheduled to add more. Events supported. We support the environmental city cleanup.
this is DPW, assist with YSB, My Sold Knows 5K event, and facilitate the school clothes drop-off event. Off-schedule objective. Of course, our job is to keep our vehicles clean. We did some work with the DPW, not the DPW, but the police department, where we installed mounts. We transport and donated furniture to District Heights Elementary and addressed issues of illegal dumping, shopping carts, and this is what I had, it's shopping carts, but then there were couches that was illegally dumped around the city, and of course DPW had to take care of it. And this talks, before I conclude my report, I would like to share with the city. The American in Bloom Growing a Vibrant Community, 2025, District Heights, Maryland, in recognition of your community vitality, by Ron Barnes, President of American in Bloom. The city was given a plaque for its beauty, for its immaculate look, and was recognized by many cities in Maryland and other places. I will take your questions at this time.
Are there any questions from the commission?
Just a comment.
Yes, sir.
Amazing job.
Commissioner.
Thank you, sir.
You guys do a well done job, and, you guys deserve props, and a thank you, because you guys just put in the extra work, and, the residents definitely see it, and does not go unnoticed, and, congratulations on behalf of the whole city, because we're working on it, and, and I also want to thank you for just maintaining the Veterans Park, because I know, former Commissioner Irvin really loves that part of the speech, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
thank
So, just share a little bit about the event. I did see some pictures, that, you and Angela Barnhill Love attended,
Yes.
where you were recognized for the city of District Heights.
Yes, so myself and Miss Angela Barnhill Love attended the American in Blooms Symposium. And discussions was around beautification of cities, cities coming together, collaborating, and changing and exchanging ideas. Discussions also was around storms and stormwater, please forgive me, a little nervous.
Oh, no, not you.
Little nervous. Discussions was around, also around fatalities, lights being out. What do you do in times of when there is a storm, when the light goes out, when trees are down? How do you evacuate residents? How do you notify residents? What does DPW do to be prepared in the event of emergencies? Things of that nature. We also talked about beautification with cities and what other cities are doing to provide beautification in their town or drawing business to their town. Some of the things that the residents have been doing, they have introduced where the city didn't have money to do beautification. Some trees that was taken down, such as the tree stumps, they came up with ideas on how they can best
beautify their city. They took the tree stump, and I'm sure we have some of those tree stump in our city, and I came back with ideas. And so the ideas was that you would trench the inside of the tree stump, and then drill the center out in the bottom, add in gravel, and put in either a diaper or some type of straw filter. And then you put your soil and treatment, and then put a nice flower beautification that would escape over that tree stump, add in beauty rather than that ugly stump. So some of those are some of the ideas that I came back with. I was excited when I went and I saw what they did, and I brought back pictures. And I was excited for what I'm going to be doing with our Veterans Memorial Park, because that I know is important to each and every one of you, especially my beautiful mayor. So, thank you.
All right.
And if I may take another question, I will.
So did you have
Did you
another
have-
question?
Okay. Something that I didn't see on your report, but
Yes.
I wanted to just make sure was highlighted. I'm sure that the police department will speak on it as well, where we had an incident where a vehicle overturned with children inside
Yes.
of that vehicle.
I could
And
speak on that, yes.
What was
I
that?
could speak on that.
Oh, really? I didn't see that out
Yes,
there.
ma'am. So
But
I-
at any
I-
rate, at any rate, I want to thank the Public Works. You had one of your staff members that just happened to come up on it shortly after the incident
Yes.
had happened, and he just jumped into it, and folks were notified, and it was quickly resolved. So I wanted to thank you so very much for taking care of that, and I hope that the individuals, Acting Chief Banton,
Yes.
that family was okay after that incident. But I appreciate you all jumping to that and making sure that it was taken care of.
Thank you, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
All right. I'm
For
going
your
to let
report.
Public Safety
Well,
give that portion of the
actually,
report.
yeah, he's going to talk about that, but I want Shanae Farmer to talk about America Bloom, because you were the one that kind of connected the city with it, just to give the residents a background on it.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, residents, and staff. My name is Shanae Farmer, Assistant to the City Manager for Special Projects. So earlier this summer, in June, I did fill in for our then Assistant Director of Public Works while she was out, in order to facilitate a on-site tour with the America in Bloom assessors. So they did initially have a assessment last year where they came and visited the city for the first time, and at that point I was a volunteer, and so I helped represent the Fiesta Place Community Garden. So this year I stepped in a bigger capacity with showing them around the city with our Public Works Department. And essentially, what they do come into the city and do is see what the city currently has in place as far as landscaping, beautification, community programs, anything involving community and residents, as well as like the facilities that we do provide here. And they also give ideas as to how we can improve upon those areas if we can in any way, as well as increase community engagement. So what can we do as a city to bring our residents out, have them engaged, bring programming that they would like to participate in. And we got great feedback from the assessors that we did have this year and previously as well. And following that assessment, they do give us a report in which they have different recommendations, as well as a scoring rubric of some sorts, where they do score us based on different categories. So it could be our trees, it could be floral impact, it could be history and culture as well as programming, and just see where we fall and where we can improve.
Okay, well, thank you for that. And congratulations, District Heights.
Yes.
So next, we have Acting Deputy Chief Kirk Banton on his Police Department report. And good evening.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mayor, residents, and staff. Just real quickly, my name is Kirk Banton. Like I said earlier, I have 19 years of Maryland law enforcement specifically. My last post prior to this was I was the Deputy Chief of Police with the town of Forest Heights. Prior to that, I was a supervisory sergeant with the National Security Agency, federal agency, for the last 8 years prior to that. I was in New Carrollton as well as Mount Rainier in their police department. So I've been an executive on a supervisory role for over 10 years prior to coming here and joining this great city of District Heights. So you notice we keep saying that, right? For a reason. Okay? So before I start my report, if I can, I just want to speak on those topics that we talked, that were residents brought up as well. So real quick, so I want to take an opportunity to thank Public Works again. I want to just highlight, that was an example of when we're referring to that accident of community coming together. All right, community is not just the residents, it's the staff that do work within the community to help the police department and those residents or patrons of the city in reference to that accident. Because of that swift action, we were able to get that family to advance medical care. Unfortunately, due to privacy, we are not able to get an update on that because of the privacy laws and things like that. But I can assure you there were minor injuries sustained as a result. So I do want to thank Public Works Department and its employees specifically for jumping in to assist. And that's nothing new because they've done that with us and we have a great partnership, as well as the residents. The residents commonly come and join in and help us in need to help with those type of incidents, and we really do appreciate it. So also, in reference to, just took some notes because I had I just want to address the parking situation we have on Elmhurst. And I was not aware of that parking issue, so I appreciate residents bringing that to our attention. As you may not know, I just took this position recently, so I'm getting caught up to speed on a lot of the, some of those issues that need to be addressed. So I ask for your patience, but trust and believe they will be addressed. So as we alluded to earlier, what some of the remedies we can do in reference to that parking situation when we're talking about commercial vehicles is that if the city does not have one, we can revert back to the county ordinance. The county does have an ordinance in reference to commercial vehicle parking. Has to be moved within 24 hours and things of that nature. There's specific guidelines, trailers, and things of that nature. So when a city doesn't have that specific, we can always revert back to the county's ordinance and utilize that. However, as I stated earlier today when we had Coffee with a Cop, which is a great event, thanks for those that showed up, I'm all about education first. Sometimes citizens don't know. All right, now I'm not saying in this case that's an issue. However, I believe in education first before enforcement. So we educate, then we give the warning, and then we do enforcement in that order. In some degrees and situations, obviously that may not be the case. There might only just be enforcement, depending upon what it is. But in your specific case, we want to do education first, then the warning, then the enforcement if necessary. So that will be addressed. In reference to the second part of the concern about I'm going to assume you're referring to it's maybe an Airbnb or some type of short-term rental. At least that's how I'm going to address it in this forum. So the first thing we need to do is that we need to verify that that activity is going on. The second thing we would want to do with that in conjunction with our code enforcement division is if I have the address, and I'll give it to you later, to get the physical address, we can check with our code enforcement and our staff and our records to see, do they have a permit to operate whatever it is that we believe that they might be operating. Excuse me. So we'll do that first, right? So if they do that, then there's rules and how we deal with those operating that type of establishment and whether they're operating it within the charter. Right, so we'll do that first. That's easy fix. Once we get the physical address, we can look it up. If we have none, that means they have no permit, then we can go to phase 2, right? So part of that phasing is that we will go and observe that activity as well, right? Because again, I believe as a police department, when you guys notify us of situations, depending upon the type of situations, we have to observe it ourselves before we can take some type of action. And again, I still do believe in education, warnings, then enforcement, okay? So that will be addressed, all right? So the city does allow short-term rentals as long as they have the appropriate permits. So again, we don't know if that's what the case is. So we will address those concerns, and I will have an update. I know we want to get contact. So I'll have an update for you as well as the commissioners and the mayor, and the city manager, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna wanna know the outcome, of that. And so with that, I'm going to move, if I can, if you have any, I'll ask for questions afterwards. I wanna move into the report itself, the
Yes.
content of the report. So, to make a long story short, the trends are, we're going in the right direction. Okay? I'll highlight a couple, we don't wanna go through everything, but just the first four itself. With assaults, auto thefts, auto recoveries, because we got a lot of complaints about abandoned vehicles and whether they were stolen or not in our city. So, I want to let the residents know, as an example for the assaults, 46% drop. If you look at the numbers, that's a 46% drop in assaults in the city, the great city of District Heights. Auto theft, it's down 58%, which means we're doing a great job at ensuring that your vehicles are safeguarded when you're at home in bed. Or in a community doing your shopping, at some of our local community, commercial establishments on Marlboro Pike and other. Also, real quick, burglaries, because people brought up things concern about individuals walking in the community, do all sorts of hours of the night. Burglaries are down 40% in the city. If that's the percentage, you can see the physical numbers itself. So it's on the second page, because I want to go to that next, at the bottom, right there, because I know we have concerns about that. Handgun arrest. Okay, we have a 366% increase in arrest for handguns. All right, so we had a lot of complaints earlier, concerns with residents that they may not see us. We are out there, and we can speak to these numbers. We are definitely out there. Obviously, we can't be everywhere, but we are definitely out there, and we are definitely doing enforcement action to ensure the safety of our residents and the patrons of the city. Outside of that, if we could just go to the last page where the summary section is, I'll just do some highlights for the month.
Sure.
So, and some of these were already highlighted with previous department heads. So we participated in the My Solar Knows 5K, great event. We had a lot of participants, right? So we really enjoyed that. I usually run 5Ks, unfortunately. I wasn't able to do that because of an injury I had sustained, so I wasn't able to join. I did not run a 5K with you guys, with the city yet, but I will run a 5K in the city at some point. We talked about Sophie. So Sophie, our canine for the city, we joined in on the microchipping event that we had put on. And Sophie was, I believe, the first to get chipped. So we're able to track our animal if anything happens. But Sophie, again, she's too lovable for her to ever leave. Another part of the partnership with the city itself is that we had our first ever CERT, it was Community Emergency Response Team Basic Training here in the chamber, this very chamber this past weekend. Okay, so we had that as well. We also had Slurpee with a Cop this past Saturday. We were out at the 7-Eleven. I was out there. We were enjoying great Slurpees on a very hot day with a lot of residents and citizens at large that came out. Great time, great conversation, great community. We joined in with town of Capitol Heights, because we're on that border with Walker Mill Road and Rochelle Avenue area. They joined in, Fairmont Heights actually joined in as well. They're a little far off the road, as you guys know, in Prince George's County and Maryland State Police. So we had a great event. We had a lot of people, you bring community together with something free like a Slurpee. Even I partaked in it a little bit. We had also, within that last week itself, specifically, we had all of these events going on. We also participated in the counties. You might have saw Chief Nader came out about the Blue Lights Nights. We partaked in that as well last Thursday. The city, we put on it on Thursday as well. It's usually only Friday, Saturday, but we added a third day. We started it off. We like to say we kicked the event off here in the great city of District Heights. So we did it on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we had a great partnership with, again, the county police, Fairmont Heights, the town of Capitol Heights. And again, Maryland State Police. So we had a great event. We did a lot of enforcement. We also did a lot of education. Again, I can keep speaking on that theme. I believe in knowledge first and understanding before we take enforcement action. And that pretty much ends my report, and I will take questions through the Commissioner Mayor.
Okay, excuse me.
Oh, I thought I did. I'm sorry. I thought I started the statement about the accident. Yes, I
You did.
did.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did
Yes.
start that off.
Yeah.
That was the
Thank
first
you.
thing I addressed. I
Thank you.
apologize.
Thank you.
That was what I was referring to with the partnership with Public Works when they came out and helped us out with the traffic control.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I was looking at the juvenile arrest, so that number has gone down tremendously.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Madam Mayor. So, again, you know, there's a couple of things in play when we talk about statistics and trending in the right direction. Again, I'm gonna highlight our Parks and Rec as well as our senior center, as well as, because without these, activities available to our youth and our young adults, because we do refer kids, instead of being out, to come to do some basketball, play some basketball, fellowship with some of your fellow neighbors, especially with the Woodland Springs area and our surrounding jurisdiction, because we want to make sure that they have a different avenue, because we all know, even as adults, idle minds, you know. So we're going to contribute that to why the rate has went down. We also think that they're just making better decisions right now.
Good, very good.
So that's why it's there, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions from the commission?
I do. I have a couple of questions.
Yes, ma'am.
On your report, you
Yes, ma'am.
have, at the headings, it says 2023, 24, 25. Now, are those the numbers in those columns for the snapshot of that month in that year, or is that for the year?
No, ma'am, that's the year.
That's oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so that's why, so the only thing that's the month is that final pay, which
That
is
says
September
September.
2025.
Okay.
Everything else is the data from previous years. All right, so that's what that is, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then this other piece that I saw is this contact information here. Which I think would be really valuable for the residents if we, I'm sure it's on our website.
Yes.
But it might be a good idea to maybe post a picture, post it up on the door here, so people can just take a picture of it, because it really has some really good information about the leadership right now, and the email addresses as well for reaching out to each of those departments.
Yes, ma'am, we can make that happen.
Yeah, the topics are really great.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank
that,
you.
we appreciate the input.
I don't have anything else.
Did you have anything, Commissioner Tomlin?
Really quick, I just want to say congratulations on a great Coffee with a Cop day.
Thank you.
I learned a lot, I think a lot of our residents learned a lot about what you guys got going on. Of course, everybody loved the dog. I also want to give props, to Stevens.
Yeah.
He grew up around here, and, I appreciate him coming back and serving. That's one thing that I really love to see is people coming back and serving their own communities. And, I know firsthand that, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
And, I appreciate him just, coming back and helping us out and supporting the city that he grew up in.
Yeah, yes,
So,
sir. Yeah, we appreciate it. We shared a story. Sergeant Stevens is one of our patrol officers. He's also the canine handler for Sophie. He grew up in the city of District Heights, and I told the story of, we had a call for a suspicious person walking around right off of Elmhurst, right there, Rochelle Avenue, that area. And we made contact with the individual, and as soon as he saw Sergeant Stevens, they start reminiscing on high school days when he might have been a little mischievous back then, but he's obviously, learned the errors of his ways, and he's out doing good in the community. So that was a great example of investing in the community where you live, and you see it will, bear fruit in the end. So Sergeant Stevens has has about 15 years of law enforcement. He was in Bladensburg, Seat Pleasant, but he decided to come home, as you say. City of District Heights. So he's been with us for about a year and some change now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we'll have I'm sorry.
Madam Mayor, if I could, I just wanted to make sure that we announced before you went on that, due to the government shutdown
Right.
that's taking place, I wanted to make sure that the residents knew that we're going to be working in conjunction with both the county and the state to supply resources and programs for those governmental workers that live in our community that have been affected by the government shutdown. So just look forward and look out for announcements that will come from our offices once we get the information from both the state and the county on how we're gonna pool resources to help federal government employees that have been laid off.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Mr. Swain. So now we have the minutes. So we have the minutes for September the 23rd, 2025. Could I get a motion to accept the minutes?
I, Commissioner Tillman, move that the city commission approve the September 23rd minutes work session as provided in the report.
Could I get a second?
I, Commissioner Janifer, second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you for that. So we do have a couple of announcements. I don't know if most of you have received the email from the county executive. She has an event reporting on her first 100 days at Prince George's Community College. And the guest speaker is our Governor Wes Moore, and it starts at 10 a.m. I don't know if you received the email because you have to register, because as you know, moving forward, everybody has to register. You just can't walk up and be admitted in. And so if you need the link for that, we could provide. Do we have anyone here that will be attending that event tomorrow for the first 100 days?
I will be unable to attend.
Commissioner Tillman? No? Okay. And I have a funeral tomorrow, so if we can have some, at least some representation from our residents would be great, so. And then also, I would like to thank Commissioner Janifer for her work in general government as we plow through the difficulties, surprises, but we're a strong city, and we're going to get through these challenges, but we all need to make sure that we have the support moving forward. It's not that we are not trying to address these issues. It's just when you're in a local municipal government and when changes happen, it does take a little longer because we don't have the staff or the bandwidth to do things as swiftly as we would like to. I know that we do love our city, our great city, and we're going to make sure that we do the best that we can. And we're still shining. No matter what our challenges are right here, people still see us as a great city. As you can see, American Bloom recognized us. I mean, it's a good journey, but we have to stick together. And I want to just say thank you again for your work, and thank you, Commissioner Tillman. So if you have any comments, you can announce your comments, and then I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
On the vein of just making sure that residents are aware of what's going on throughout our city, I wanted to just remind people that next Tuesday is Woodland Springs food giveaway. It's their monthly food giveaway. Usually starts around 9 a.m. Come on out. There are a few questions. You don't have to give a name or an address. Just come out if you need, and feel free to pick up some extra for a neighbor that may also need something as well.
And I just want to say, I wanted to take a moment to apologize to the residents for the recent lack of communication regarding commissioner matters. We recognize that timely updates, transparency, and open dialogue are essential to keeping our community informed and engaged. And unfortunately, in this incident, we fell short of that responsibility. So I just want to take full responsibility to myself as a commissioner on my lack of communication that I give to you. And I just want to apologize on behalf of myself as an independent commissioner, that moving forward, I will make sure that I communicate to you guys better and give you that communication that you deserve as residents. And I appreciate every single person that put me in this position to make these decisions on behalf of the city. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Could I get a motion to adjourn?
Commissioner, to my motion to adjourn.
Could I get a second?
Commissioner Janifer seconds the motion.
Motion carries. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting has been adjourned.